Imagine waking up, gentlemen, and simply stirring a spoonful of a pure white powder into your morning drink. Then, picture feeling a warmth and vitality returning to your most intimate areas within just days, a feeling you might not have experienced in years. A fullness, a firmness that makes you feel truly yourself again. No need for prescriptions, no worrying about side effects, just 1 teaspoon each morning. Yet, surprisingly, most men over the age of 60 haven't even heard of this. I'm Dr. Anya Sharma, and as a physician specializing in men's health with over 3 decades of experience, I've dedicated my career to helping men rediscover their energy, improve their circulation, and regain their self-assurance. Having worked closely with thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I can assure you that decline isn't inevitable. You absolutely can reclaim the vigor and performance you thought were lost forever. Here's a surprising fact. The primary reason men lose their edge after 60 isn't always a drop in testosterone. More often, it's reduced blood flow caused by a decline in nitric oxide. Without sufficient nitric oxide, even the strongest desire may not produce the desired results. But there's a natural way to revitalize that flow, and it doesn't involve a trip to the pharmacy. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you a natural amino acid that works in harmony with your body to increase nitric oxide, widen your arteries, and direct healthy blood exactly where you need it most. So, you can once again enjoy stronger, more enduring erections without the risks associated with medications. However, before I reveal what it is, it's crucial to understand why circulation changes so dramatically after 60, and why addressing this underlying cause could be the single most important thing you do for your well-being and your masculinity this year. Before we continue, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of my health tips specifically created for men over 60. And if this message resonates with you, please type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 and let me know how I can make these videos even more beneficial for you. Now, let's delve into why circulation changes so significantly after 60. Understanding the true events inside your blood vessels is the first step toward resolving the issue, and it will amplify the effectiveness of the solution I'm about to share. First, why does circulation down there change after 60? Once you reach 60, your body carries with it decades of history, years of diligent work, stressors, celebrations, losses, and simply living life. Each heartbeat, each meal, each late night has subtly left its mark on your blood vessels. And for many men, that history begins to manifest in a particularly personal way. Things just aren't the same down there. I've had countless men confide in me in my office, whispering their frustrations, some feeling embarrassed, some angry, and others simply resigned. They often tell me they feel otherwise well, but when the moment arrives, the response is simply lacking. They often attribute it to desire or testosterone levels, but it's often a story of circulation. Within your body lies a network of blood vessels, ranging from major arteries like those in your legs and heart to delicate capillaries thinner than a strand of hair. The smallest of these feed your penis, and they're approximately 3 times narrower than the arteries in your heart. This means that any stiffness, plaque accumulation, or inflammation will manifest there first, often before you notice any issues elsewhere. Over time, the once flexible lining of those vessels, the endothelium, becomes less responsive. It doesn't expand as readily when you need a surge of blood. And without that rapid influx of blood, achieving or maintaining the firmness you once took for granted becomes difficult. What makes this even more disheartening is that the change isn't always sudden. It's gradual, almost imperceptible at first. You might notice that mornings are different, or that you require more direct stimulation. Perhaps it takes longer to achieve an erection, or you lose firmness midway through. This subtle shift can lead you to avoid intimacy, even if you don't consciously acknowledge it. But here's the encouraging part. Just because these changes are common after 60 doesn't mean they're irreversible. In fact, once you identify the true cause of this decline, you can take specific steps to reverse it. And to do that, we need to discuss a molecule that regulates whether your blood flows freely or becomes congested, and why your body produces significantly less of it as you age. This is where it gets truly interesting. Second, the overlooked culprit, nitric oxide decline. When I first began practicing medicine, I believed I understood why many men experienced performance issues as they aged. I presumed it was primarily about hormones, specifically testosterone. However, as I delved deeper into the research and spent more time listening to my patients, a different picture emerged. Consistently, I encountered men whose testosterone levels were within a healthy range, yet their ability to achieve and maintain a firm erection had diminished. That's when I began to focus on something most men have never even heard of: nitric oxide. Nitric oxide isn't a supplement or a vitamin. It's a molecule your body produces naturally, and it's the single most important chemical signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. Without it, blood cannot flow freely, especially into the smallest, most delicate arteries. Think of it as a green light at an intersection. Without that signal, traffic backs up. Your heart may still be pumping strongly, and your desire may still be present, but without nitric oxide, the blood simply cannot reach where it needs to go. The reality is that your body's ability to produce nitric oxide decreases significantly with age. By age 40, production is already declining. By age 60, it can be reduced by half. This means your blood vessels aren't receiving the same open-up message they once did. And here's where it becomes personal. In the penis, where blood flow is essential for performance, this decline in nitric oxide is devastating. It's the silent reason why a man can transition from full confidence to frustration in just a few short years. Some men have told me they've tried medications that promise to resolve the issue quickly, only to experience headaches, flushing, or disappointment. These drugs may temporarily boost the system, but they don't address the root cause: your body's dwindling nitric oxide reserves. But here's the good news: there is a natural way to replenish those reserves, helping your body produce nitric oxide again, day after day. It's safe, it's simple, and it begins with something you can measure in a single spoonful. That's where the story takes a positive turn. Third, the one-spoon morning habit. Over the years, I've observed countless men pursue complicated routines in search of better performance, strict diets, costly supplements, intense workouts, only to become discouraged before seeing any real results. The truth is, most men over 60 don't need complexity. They need simplicity, something they can do effortlessly, something that seamlessly fits into their morning routine. That's where this one spoon comes in. When I first recommended L-citrulline powder to a patient, I'll admit I wasn't expecting a miracle. I understood the science. L-citrulline is an amino acid that your body converts into L-arginine, which then becomes nitric oxide, the very molecule that signals your blood vessels to relax and widen. But I underestimated how effective it could be when taken consistently every morning in just the right amount. A few weeks later, that same patient returned to my office smiling in a way I hadn't seen before. He shared that he felt warmer, more energetic, and, without going into too much detail, that his confidence in the bedroom had returned in a way he thought was gone forever. 1 teaspoon. That's all it took to begin providing his body with the raw material it needed to restore blood flow where it mattered most. And he's not alone. I've witnessed men in their late 60s and 70s experience the same transformation. The beauty of L-citrulline is that it works with your body, not against it. It doesn't force an artificial rush of blood. It gradually rebuilds your body's ability to produce nitric oxide naturally, so your results feel consistent, reliable, and authentic. And perhaps best of all, it's easy. You can mix it into water, juice, or a morning smoothie. No complex timing charts, no intricate regimens, just one small habit that you can maintain every single day. But while this habit can alter your physical reality, there's another aspect to poor circulation that science alone cannot address, and it's the aspect that resonates most deeply within the heart. That's what we need to discuss next. Fourth, the emotional side of poor circulation. I've sat with men in my office who can discuss their cholesterol levels, their blood pressure, even their heart surgeries without hesitation. But when the topic shifts to intimacy, their voices soften, their eyes dart away, and there's often a prolonged pause before they speak. Poor circulation down there doesn't just affect the body. It impacts a man's sense of self in ways that defy simple description. It's not just about whether you can perform. It's about confidence, connection, and identity. I recall one patient, a proud, hard-working man in his late 60s, telling me he avoided even small moments of affection with his wife because he didn't want to initiate something he couldn't complete. You could see the frustration in his face, but beneath that was something deeper, the quiet sorrow of feeling as though a vital part of his life had slipped away. This is the hidden cost of poor blood flow. It's not solely physical, it's also emotional, and it can create distance in relationships that once felt effortless. When circulation declines, it can lead to hesitation, self-doubt, and even complete withdrawal from intimacy. Some men immerse themselves in work, hobbies, or other diversions. But deep down, the absence of closeness leaves a void. It's a loneliness that can exist even when you're sitting next to someone you love. The good news is, I've seen this change. I've seen men come back to life, not just physically but emotionally, when their blood flow improves. Smiles return, conversations become lighter, and touch feels natural again. This is why addressing circulation is about much more than just performance. It's about restoring a part of life that brings joy, purpose, and connection. But to make that kind of change last, you need more than just the desire to improve. You need a habit that's so simple and effective that it becomes an effortless part of your life. And that's where the real power of one spoon every morning becomes crystal clear. Fifth, why one spoon works better than complicated routines. Over the years, I've noticed a consistent pattern among my patients. It's not that they don't want to take care of themselves. It's that complicated plans rarely stick. I've seen men try restrictive diets that lasted a week, gym memberships that turned into unused key cards, and supplement regimens so extensive they resembled pharmacy shelves. The truth is, life after 60 already presents enough challenges. The last thing you need is a health routine that feels like a second job. That's why one spoon works. It's simple. You don't have to rearrange your day, memorize a schedule, or track every meal. You wake up, take a teaspoon of L-citrulline powder, mix it into a glass of water or juice, drink it, and you're done. No overthinking, no stress, just a small, consistent action that sets the tone for the rest of your day. And here's the beauty of it. When something is easy, you're more likely to stick with it. I've had patients tell me that before they tried this, they felt overwhelmed by all the rules they were supposed to follow. But when they adopted this simple habit, they found it wasn't just manageable, it was enjoyable. They could feel their energy improving, their hands and feet becoming warmer, their confidence increasing, and intimacy starting to feel natural again. It's a chain reaction that begins with one effortless step. And unlike a quick fix or a pill that wears off after a few hours, building nitric oxide levels with L-citrulline happens gradually and sustainably. It's not about forcing your body, it's about giving it what it needs to do the job itself, the way it used to. That's why the results don't just disappear overnight, they build week after week. But knowing how to take it correctly can be the difference between seeing mild results and truly transforming your circulation. And that's exactly what we're going to cover next. Sixth, how to take it for maximum benefit. When it comes to something as crucial as your circulation, the details matter. I've seen men try the right supplement but take it at the wrong time, mix it with the wrong foods, or stop just when their bodies were beginning to respond. L-citrulline works best when you treat it as a daily ritual, something you do with intention, not as an afterthought. I advise my patients to take 1 teaspoon, which is approximately 3 grams, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. This allows your body to absorb it quickly without having to compete with a heavy meal. Mix it into a glass of water, a light juice, or even a morning smoothie. Keep it simple. Some men like to incorporate it into their kitchen routine. They fill their glass while the coffee brews, drink it, and continue with their day. It's a habit so small it's almost impossible to forget, but the effects over time can be remarkable. Hydration is another important piece of the puzzle. Blood is primarily water, and when you're dehydrated, circulation suffers. That's why I recommend keeping a water bottle nearby throughout the day, especially when you're adding L-citrulline to your routine. And don't underestimate the power of movement. Even a 20-minute walk after breakfast helps promote improved blood flow to every part of your body. Patience is essential. Some men notice changes within a week, but for most, the real magic happens after a month or two of consistent use. It's about gradually building nitric oxide levels, so your body learns to keep those blood vessels open naturally. This isn't a race, it's an investment in how you want to feel for years to come. And once you understand how simple it is to take, the next step is understanding why this particular powder, and not dozens of other options, can deliver results that are both powerful and lasting. That's where we bring the whole picture together. 7th, the reveal and closing motivation. So here it is, gentlemen. Your 1 spoon is pure L-citrulline powder. Not a mysterious pill, not a gimmick, but a simple amino acid your body already knows how to use. I've recommended it to athletes seeking better endurance, to men recovering from heart procedures, and to countless patients over 60 who simply wanted to feel like themselves again. And time again, I've seen it help restore not just circulation, but a sense of possibility. What makes L-citrulline so remarkable is that it works with your body's own chemistry. Instead of forcing a quick, temporary rush like so many medications do, it helps your body rebuild its ability to produce nitric oxide naturally. That means better blood flow to your heart, your brain, your muscles, and yes, to the area that matters most when it comes to intimacy. And because it's safe for most men and free from the harsh side effects that can accompany prescription options, it's something you can confidently incorporate into your daily routine. I've witnessed men who thought their passionate days were behind them regain a spark in their eyes. I've seen relationships rekindle after years of distance. And I've heard more than one man say, "Doctor, I feel like I've gotten a piece of myself back." That's not just biology at work. That's what happens when you provide your body with the tools it's been lacking for years. All of this from 1 teaspoon each morning. It doesn't require a life overhaul. It doesn't empty your wallet, and it doesn't put you at risk. It's about making one small choice consistently until that choice changes how you feel, how you connect, and how you live. And now that you know the science, the habit, and the emotional impact, it's time to take this knowledge and turn it into action. In the conclusion, I'll share why starting tomorrow, not next week, not next month, could make all the difference for the man you aspire to be. Closing message: take back control after 60. Gentlemen, you've now seen the complete picture. Why circulation changes after 60, how nitric oxide decline diminishes your confidence, and how 1 simple teaspoon of L-citrulline each morning can help restore what time has taken away. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about giving your body the opportunity to function as it's intended to, naturally and without compromise. I've seen men transform not just in the bedroom, but in the way they carry themselves, in the way they connect with their partners, and in the way they wake up ready to embrace life. One small habit, practiced consistently, can ripple through every aspect of your life. Don't wait another year wondering what if. Start tomorrow morning. 1 spoon, 1 choice, and a new chapter filled with strength, connection, and vitality could be just days away.